Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to Squadron's Wednesday Night Live. We are glad that you're all with us tonight. And yes, I do realize that we were a little late to the party, so to speak, tonight getting the show scheduled. It's been a busy week and a busy day getting ready for this show that we're going to tomorrow morning. Got to leave out of here at 5 o'clock in the morning. So if we run a little short tonight, hopefully you will understand. But we're here and we're excited to have a good evening hanging out with you guys. Byron, it's good to see you, buddy. First post. Yes, the crowd goes wild. It's good to have all of you in here. Danny, it's good to see you tonight. Track, same situation as last week. We're working on all that. We'll have some more updates for you guys a little bit closer to IPMS Nationals. Rhonda and the McConnells, how are you this evening? Mark, good to see you. Randy, Derek, and Charles, good to see you guys. Wayne, glad you made it in. And Sweet Corn, that sounds nice and good. Skip, good to see you tonight, buddy. Hit that like button if you guys wouldn't mind. Skip's always reminding us to do that, and I sure do appreciate it. Lee, how are you this evening? And Ken, Wes is in here with us. Randy, it's good to see you tonight. And yes, the 24 scale model from ICM of the gangsters. I've actually got one sitting here. Very, very cool. Nice model. And you are correct. It pairs very nicely with their already released a few months ago gangster car. So cool models. Glad you got yours. Looking forward to seeing you and maybe some of you other guys get these put together. I know Tom is very excited about this set. He was excited when that came in. So we'll see what happens with those. Two hands. How are you tonight? Talking about the P-47s. Yes, we're getting closer and closer by the day to the Nationals. Excited to see this group build of P-47s in person. It's going to be great. And Two Hands also asking if we can do another video of the models in our model museum. Yes, we will certainly be making a lot more videos and pictures of that area as it continues. It's only been like a year and a half project trying to get that done, but we'll get it at some point, and there'll be more pictures and videos to follow of what all is in those display cases. It's very, very cool. Bernard, good to see you tonight. Talking about the pictures that are posted on the Squadron Facebook group page. Yeah, if you guys are not a member of our private Facebook group, the only requirement is that you are a customer of Squadron, a current customer. Sign up for that at Squadron Modelers Facebook page. Happy to have you on there. Lots of cool pictures shown back and forth of the models that we're all building. And when I say we, I don't usually mean me. I haven't posted a model that I've been building in quite a while on there. Maybe I can fix that soon. Bill, good to see you tonight. Can I tell you what the 2027 group build for the IPMS Nationals in Huntsville is? Can I? Yes, I can. I could. But will I? No, not tonight, unfortunately. But hopefully, when we do announce that, you guys will like it. And we'll be announcing that at the Nationals this year. Evie, good to see you tonight, my friend. Question for Jeff about paints. I'm sure he may talk about that if he wants to, and if not, you'll have to get back with us. But I'll pull him in here in just a few minutes. Let's see. Michael, good to see you tonight. And Evie, Lawn Care Novice is here with us tonight. Let's see. Keith, how are you, my friend? Keith has been working on something. You've seen Keith's builds in our recent digital catalogs that we put out, and he's working on the next one. Well, the one for this month's, for the May edition, is pretty cool. But the one for next month's, it's quite cool, quite amazing. It even impressed Jeff when he saw the pictures of it. So it's pretty neat. You'll see. You will see soon enough. And Jeff's backstage throwing his hands up. What's going on, Jeff? Am I leaving you out of the fun for too long?
No. I just love how you're just dangling that carrot in front of them with.
You're the one that started it last week.
Yeah, I guess I am. All right,
Yeah.
guilty as charged.
Well, how are you?
I'm a hurting unit right now.
Oh yeah.
I took a tumble down the stairs this morning.
All
And
right.
I am coming to the rapid realization that I no longer bounce as well as I used to do. So Yep, we broke some toes and we sprained the wrist, and we got nice old bruise on the forearm. Yep, it was
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah, I know Dave was. Dave's. Oh, here we go.
Well, you posted it, so
Okay. Yeah,
you
that's.
posted it, and you got yourself wearing the hat. So I figured, well, might as well pull it up.
Yep. So this is a step by step of how this happened, and yeah, Bumbles bounce, unfortunately, and but yeah, the AI even got the blue plaid pajamas right there. Um,
Well,
yeah,
the bad thing is, if I'm not mistaken, you're home alone. So
yeah.
if you knocked yourself out, you probably don't even know it.
Uh, You know, I thought about that and afterwards, and yeah, there's a very distinct possibility because I did hit pretty hard. But yeah, the what you see there is pretty much how it went. Except I don't know why the AI decided that I was reaching around the 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 spindles on the staircase because I went through as I was reaching and then I felt my wrist go snap and yeah, it was just. And then to add
Oh
insult to
gosh.
injury, the big old dog down here decides that she's gonna come blasting down the stairs, and yeah, and then she completely didn't stick the landing, and just 80 pounds of hyperactive Labrador Retriever just landed on top of me.
All
Kept,
right.
kept
Well,
right on going. Never
I'm
missed a beat.
glad you're okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Well,
gonna take
Rex
more than
is
that.
Rex is asking if you're going to be at NimCon. I think you've told us the answer to this, but I can't remember.
Well, on a serious note, I have a family member that's in hospice right now, and depending upon schedule, I am hoping to be at NimCon and Wonderfest. We're going to see how that all plays out
Yep.
as it develops on the family front. Obviously, that's considerably more important than going to a model contest,
Understood.
even a local one. So,
Understood. Paul's with us. Ed's with us. Ed, got your got your show and tell submission this afternoon, and that reminds me. I want to remind everybody there is not going to be a May show and tell, in case you were wondering, because of our schedule for shows over the next 2 weeks.
yep,
We've decided that it'll be in the best interest. Tonight may be a short night. It may not be. You know how we roll, but instead of planning the show and tell, uh, which tonight would have normally been our show and tell night, we're going to do it in 2 weeks, June 3rd. So the submissions are coming in. Everything's looking good. So, and also keep this in mind too, guys. On the show and tell, remember we're doing the triathlon show and tell in July. Some
correct.
of you have already sent in your submissions for the triathlon for July. So this is how this is going to go. If you send your submission in and it does not say triathlon, you will see it in 2 weeks on June 3rd. If you send your submission in and in the subject matter it says triathlon, we're going to save it for July. You don't have to send all three of them in one email. If you got your ship done, send it now. Send your tank next week. Send your plane the week after, whatever. But as long as the word triathlon is in the subject matter, it'll be in July. Otherwise, it's going to be in June. So if you've sent an email incorrectly, go ahead, resend it. We'll get you squared away.
Yep.
Um,
Hey, you want to see something cool?
I don't know how to answer that.
Just say yes.
Yes.
So I was rummaging through one of my storage containers that has styrene and plastic and whatnot, and look what I found from bygone days of glory.
There you go.
Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah. Sheet styrene,
Yep.
Squadron brand. Nice.
So I will be bringing this down
Yep.
in the into the display case for the museum.
Yes, please do. We're getting quite the collection from all over the place. Just customers and friends and people I don't even know. Just bringing stuff. Every show we go to, it seems like at least one or two people come by the booth and drop something off. Uh, Probably one of the most interesting things that somebody's dropped off, and I forget the gentleman that dropped it off at the moment. If you're listening tonight, I apologize. I've got it written. His name's written on a card right next to it. But he used to work at one of the Squadron shops way back in the day, maybe in the 70s. And he brought his little name tag. They used to have Squadron Eagle name tags. But the thing that's the coolest is they had a pack of Squadron matches, like fire matches. It just never ceases to amaze me, the things that had Squadron's logo on it through the years. So
that's pretty cool.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, Jose, good to see you tonight.
I need to see if we can find some of those very, very early Squadron flyers that were the ones that had the line art of the box art.
Well, so I've got some. We've got the very first ones that'll be on display. But what's even cooler than that, we actually have, and it looks like this. We have a bunch of, and I'll pull this tag off here. Frank says it's party time, so we always have to point that out. So we've been working lately, by the way, hint, guys, we're not going to tell you about things that we're working on anymore, but the things you already know about, we can at least give you an update every once in a blue moon. So we have been working a lot lately on the B-24 book. Finally, it's going to happen. And it looks like it might happen by the end of the year. But Peter's been knocking them out, and the artwork that he's making is fabulous. He's cranking them out every day to us now. And Dana Bell, he's got his part of the book done. It's very cool. Anyway, but because it's kind of a collective effort, I guess, a lot of people working on this. The author of the book basically is going to be Squadron. And but inside you'll see reference to where some of the pictures and some of the information came from, the Squadron archives. And you're like, well, what is that? So we have all these books that look like this. This particular one is a whole bunch of P-47 things, and some of them are the original. Those.
Slides.
Yes, slides. So, but
those were before your time.
Yeah. But you have all this stuff, right? So we have all these binders. Some say P-47, some say B-17, some say, German armor. We have tons of them. Well, we were going through them recently because we still haven't gone through all of them. There's a ton of stuff. And guess what we found? We found, those line drawings you're talking about. Yeah. We found the original line drawings because they actually had artists on staff who drew those line arts specifically to be used in those catalogs. So they would draw them, and then they would scan them in and put them in the catalogs. We have all that. Wow. Sure it's not all of it, but we have a lot of the original line art. So at some point, hopefully we can get those scanned in and, show them to you guys, or, it's nothing you would do anything with today, right. But because of the history behind what they were used for, it's extremely interesting, at least
the nostalgia of it. Yeah. Well, little trade secret, back in the very, very early days, when this was probably me being in kindergarten, in the early 70s, we would get those flyers shipped to the house because my dad built, and I would, after he was done with the flyer and it was all dog-eared, I would take a piece of cardboard, white cardboard, and then I would cut out all of those little line arts, and then I would glue them and make little dogfight scenes using the line art.
Okay.
Now you got to remember, this is from the mind of a 6-year-old. That was a big thing.
A 6-year-old in the days where there were no iPhones and internets and video games.
Yep.
That's cool. That's neat. Well, when you come down, I'll have to show you all those.
Yeah, I'd love to look at that.
Bring back some memories for you.
Bring back some nostalgia. Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Jose is asking about a 16th scale Ford Model A. I can't think of anything. I've never.
Not to my knowledge.
Not that I know of, Jose. It'd be neat. Frank's asking, am I going to be standing in line for Filmy Girl's new release? We don't talk about other brands that we don't sell, but Mark's Filmies Girls is one exception because we like him, and we like his buddy Randy, Randy Van Dyke, who uses our paint to paint stuff. So, but no, unfortunately, Frank, I will not be. Mark, and this is good on him. He does not let the vendors in the room sneak into the front of his line. So the guys that stand out front, some of them that stand out front starting like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, believe it or not, they're the first ones to the line. So I did see his new release, and it's pretty cool. I'd like to pick one up, and if there's any left after the initial Russ, I will certainly see if I can grab one. But EV, how are you, buddy? And two hands, Randy. Yeah, the ICM Krieg's fish cutter. It's a pretty cool kit, and it's really weird, and you see this so many times with various subjects. You know, they did that in what are they doing in 350th scale first or 144 scale first, one or the other. Then they did it in the other, and then Special Hobby came back and did it in 72 scale. So all in a matter of about a year, you get it in 3 different scales. But it's a neat kit.
Yeah. And it's a relatively obscure subject. I mean, it's not a it's not a U-boat, it's not a P-51, it's not a Tiger tank, it's not a it's just one of those obscure subjects, but it is such a cool concept that, and for those who don't know, basically the Germans took any fishing trawler, any fishing boat that could float, and they put guns on it and turned them into AA barges and everything else. So
they build up into good kits. They
well,
really
that ship, that kit was actually awarded Best of Show at ModelCon this past year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep,
that's right. Absolutely. Well, I am pulling up something here to show on the next comment. If I can get it to update. Doing website edits on the fly sometimes takes a minute. Wayne is asking about his Royal Class P40K. Looks like your UPS delivery got canceled. Wayne, shoot us an email. Chances are what happened is sometimes they'll generate the shipping labels and then realize that maybe they put the wrong weight in or something was wrong with the label and they had to cancel it and make a new label. And whenever that happens, sometimes it doesn't update the system with the new tracking number. So if your tracking number showed that it was shipped and then immediately after that showed that it was canceled, I can almost guarantee you that's what happened. So just shoot us an email and somebody will send over your updated tracking number on that. But those kits did come in, and that's what I was trying to get this screen to pull up so I could show you. This is a pretty cool kit. And just like a lot of Edwards limited kits, they pretty much sell out before they show up. And that was the same situation with this one. So if you are interested in this, go grab them while you can. And I have no idea why it still says pre-order. I know that they came in a day or two ago. They started shipping out pre-orders, and I'm pretty positive they got them all fulfilled today. So this is supposed to say in stock. Because it is. So go grab one of those. And if you are interested, if you've seen Edward's latest announcement, this PBY Catalina from them is up for pre-order now. This is going to be another one of their limited edition kits that, like it seems to be the case with all their limited edition kits, will probably sell out pretty quick. And when I say sell out, I don't mean necessarily sell out by us. I mean Edward sells out. If they make X number of them, they sell out X number of them before it's released. So if you go to their website, for example, you'll see that P40K shows discontinued and out of stock. That's because all of the dealers like us bought them all. And
now,
so we've got a stack of them left, but they will be gone at some point, and there's no going back to the well, so to speak.
People need to realize that, and Edward has mentioned this already, that this is the monogram PBY Catalina.
Yep.
This is the original old monogram kit.
Yep.
with Revell monogram,
Yeah, yeah,
Revelogram. I think I
Revell.
have boxings of both of them, the same exact kit in one in a Revell box and one in a monogram box. But those are the original toolings. I'm not sure if they've done any update work to them, but we all know the wonderful stuff that Edouard does in terms of engine work and 3D printed and wheels and interior details and things of that nature, photo etch and whatnot.
Yep.
So it
Yeah, if you have gotten any, Edward does this quite a lot. They make their own stuff, of course, but most recently you've seen their B25 that they did is
mhm.
it's an HK kit. They did the same thing with the B17, the Bloody Hundreds, but they've done private run boxings with Revell. They've done them with Hasagawa. Um, there's probably quite a long list of brands that they've worked with in this capacity in the past, but nonetheless, this will be available. It'll have the Edward goodies along with it, and we'll have more information posted on our site. They've posted some other things, but we'll have all the full details listed soon. But go ahead and grab one of those up on pre-order while you can. And they claim that it's going to be a July release. So I'm imagining that they're probably planning on having that as an IPMS national release. So I don't know if we're going to have ours before or after that. So that's why we have it listed on our site as a July or August release.
I'm looking for a photo, um, and I'm not sure if I can find it, but there is yeah, there's one of the photos. Let's see if this will allow A to do this without. Will it work?
Going once.
Je ne sais pas. Okay, so let's do it this way. So this is an idea that I have had for a diorama project for some years now. You know, when folks do diorama projects and things of that nature, it's always inevitably like a combat scene or whatnot. And I found this photo and I said I have to do this.
Ah,
So the plan is to do and obviously this is not a U.S. black cat Catalina. I believe this is Australian. But I want to do either a black cat or maybe a three-tone scheme. But I want to do exactly like she's sitting there, just about to come out of the water. So the model is technically on a base and it's attached to the base. But the the floats are down and the props are turning, and I even got some little pager motors for to spin the props and little solar panels and whatnot. I'll run it down through the run the wiring down through and whatnot. But I've had that plan for the monogram kit for some time now, and now that this is Edward is releasing all of the stuff to go with it, I might have to upgrade the kit and use
uh-oh.
their kit.
He's inspired.
Yeah,
There it is.
there it is. There's my there's that's about the one and only. But I thought that that would be really cool, you know, because it's far enough out of the water, but it's not quite flying because you know you
Sure.
can't really make flying models, you know,
You
what we
can for
do.
about 2 seconds.
Well, oh, any model can fly once. I mean, even a battleship can fly if you throw it hard enough. But I thought that this would be unique because the foam and the spray under the hull could actually be the attachment point.
Mhm. All right.
So
Well, cool.
yeah.
Well, going on through here, I see a lot of people saying hello, and we won't have time to pull everybody up, but hello to everybody that we haven't pulled up on the screen. We appreciate you being here, whether you're coming to us on YouTube or remember, there's David Moore over on Facebook, so you can watch on Facebook. We got it going over on X right now, and it's not on Instagram at the moment. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But one of the guys, Robert, says he can't wait for Wonderfest, and me too. It's going to be fun. But before Wonderfest next week, we're going to Wonder Festival tomorrow.
MomoCon.
Yeah, and this is going to be a little different. Usually, when we go to a show, we kind of take a lot of stuff, and usually we have several tables. I mean, sometimes we have 4 or 5 or 6. A lot of times we have 10, and at the national shows we have 20 or 30. Um, and so this show, we get a whopping one table, and it's not even 8 feet; it's 6 feet. So we started. Let me get this pulled up if I can. There you go. So we started. I don't know why it's washing these out. We started mocking this table up at the warehouse. It was like, how are we going to fit all this? But we made it work, and this is what we came up with. So we got these 2 little racks that go behind the table, and we figured it out. And my wife said, "Hey, you better take my car because everything's not going to fit in yours." I said, "Okay." I'm glad I took her up on that because it barely all fit in her car. So it's going to be
She
neat. We'll go
she
down
just
there and see
wanted
how it
she
goes.
just wanted to drive around the new rental car all weekend.
Yeah, well, that's probably the case. Um, oh, so check this out, Jeff. If you notice here,
Frankenstein, the
yeah,
new one.
Frankie's done. Yeah, the X Plus Frankenstein that is complete now. Tom finished that up. There's a little bit of a closer up for you. Just a
Very
quick
cool.
throw it together so we can go show it. I love his definition of a quick throw together. You know, some people's definitions of quick throw togethers make my take 2 or 3 months and try to do a good job look horrible.
Well, I think it's relative to the amount of available time that you have.
Well, that is true.
I mean,
Yep.
there's something to be said for that as well.
Oh yeah, and Frank, before you ask, yes, the Birds of War. We're getting close. That one that you see there, old Memphis Belle, the 3D printed prototypes are coming out fine. Roberto's getting it going on with the learning his 3D stuff, and this one is not 6th scale. This is about 8th scale, which is the beauty of 3D. You can do things in multiple scales, but it'll be neat. That's what we've had going on at the shop. And then also, check this out. So we had our club meeting this past Monday, and one of our guys brings his son with him sometimes, and now his son is starting to get involved in our show and tell. So he
Very
built
cool.
his. He was very proud of his Pokemon model there. So it's very, very cool. It was awesome. He stood up there and he says, this is my model, and I had a lot of fun building it. I was like, that's what it's all about, getting the kids involved in building models. So that, and then, so Rob brought by his buddy from Canada. When you guys come see us, and I know that I've not done this with our local customers, and I absolutely will if you want. But the guy, if you drive a distance, if you stop by, we're going to try to start getting pictures with everybody in front of the sign. So it's kind of cool when these guys stop by. Some of you are driving from quite a long ways away, maybe stopping by on your way to Florida or back or whatever the case may be. But one gentleman that came in yesterday, this one was very cool. It's not every day that you get a World War II veteran walk in your store. It gets more and more rare by the day. So this is 99-year-old Bill Hutto. He served in 1945 and then on into 1946 in the Pacific. And he's sharp as a tack. He was telling me all about it. He said that he was he was one of them that was getting ready to invade Japan. He would have been in one of the landing crafts, and but he was telling me the whole story. His brother flew Corsairs, telling me all about that, and he had buddies that flew P-51s and moved up to P-38s, and it was very, very neat. I was very happy to have him stop by, and he bought some models. He said he's been putting models together. He used to, and he started putting models together again after he turned 95. And he said he's got 50 of them put together. I think he said 40 or 50 put together in 4 years since he was 95. And he took 3 or 4 home with him yesterday. And he said he'll be back be back soon for more. So
very cool.
Oh yeah. Very, very neat. Yeah, there we go.
You're teasing again.
I didn't know this was the next picture. So poof, there we are. This is this week's tease of what our Nationals exclusive is going to be. And I guess you can probably guess what genre it is at least. But then again, there are 48 skill U-boats and there's 48 skill tanks. So it might not be an airplane.
Well, I mean, the fact that there's a sky in the background, I mean, okay.
Well, unless you're inside a house, there's going to be a sky.
Well, I was just being facetious, but yeah, that's the.
I mean, it could be a 16th scale Ford Model A.
No, it couldn't be because it says 148th scale.
Oh yeah.
See, you had Jose excited there for a split second, and then
yeah, you're right.
crushed him.
I didn't think that one through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
148 scale palm trees. Yep. Thanks, Mike.
Well, and to go back to who was it that asked earlier? Two hands. Can you tell us what the 2027 group build is going to be? And I said I could. Well, you're looking at it on the screen. You just don't know what it is yet.
Correct.
So it'll be fun. I think it'll be neat. I'm going to enjoy it. So and I think Jeff's going to enjoy it. So if the group build consists of 2 models, then so be it.
Well, we'll have 3.
Oh,
sure.
All right.
We'll have 3.
Good. Well, that's all the pictures we've got for tonight. Some kind of interesting things to look at.
It's a Dora.
48 skill Dora.
48 skill Dora.
Well, that'd be we've got the 72 scale from Hobby Boss. You got the 35th scale. Why not have a 48 scale one?
Well, maybe it's a Focke-Wulf 190 D9 Dora. That could be.
There you go. Well, just like last year when we did the P47 and the B26 with ICM and Mini Art, this is not new tooling, so I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea and get super excited about that. So it is something that has existed before, but we're putting our own Squadron twist on it, and I think you guys will like it. I think you will. 8 Bills says he found an old tube of Squadron putty. There you go. And we've actually got several tubes of that in the model museum area. Every time I find one somewhere, I grab it up. We got a whole stack of them in there. None of it's probably any good. Matthew says he lives near the original Squadron location that was out in Concord, California.
Yep.
Nice.
There were, if I remember, the Squadron shops, the original ones that I remember. Obviously, there was Texas, and then there was California. There was Chicago, I believe, Baltimore,
Detroit, Washington D.C.
Yeah,
there was a bunch of them. In the Ken's talking about having a flyer from 76 in those old flyers. And one of these days when I have an extra minute, in those flyers on the back, they actually had a list with the addresses and phone numbers of all of their stores, kind of like a directory. So someday I want to go through some of them and try to figure out if we can see where all of the stores were and kind of make a map.
Do a Google Earth, where you drop the little man on the intersection and try to get that would be cool.
It'd be neat just to kind of see.
That would be cool.
Let's see. Bill's asking about releases from Iron Shipwrights. Along with the rest of our 3D stuff, they are in the works. We're getting prototypes, but if you guys are wondering why you don't hear us talking about these things anymore, it's because we decided that we're not going to talk about them anymore until we actually have something ready to offer you guys. Because earlier this year and into last year, we knew and we still know where we're headed, but we kind of put the cart before the horse, so to speak. Sometimes we get excited, we tell you guys, but then things take longer than expected. But with regards to Dang, Iron Shipwrights. Everything's being prototyped. You'll start seeing submarines before too long. Maybe at the Nationals, you'll see a couple of them. So things are happening in the background, and as soon as we have something to show you guys, and more specifically something to be able to sell and ship to you guys, we'll be talking all about it.
And I think from the design side of things, one of the things that I do, and I think most 3D designers do, especially when you're building a complex subject like a ship kit or Edmund Fitzgerald, for example, you are constantly, as you're physically building the model, the 3D model, you're constantly going back and looking at photos and referencing things and drawings and blueprints. And all of a sudden you'll find something and you'll go, oh, I didn't know that. And it changes the whole dynamic of everything that you've been working on. So you go back and you make revisions in order to make it more accurate than it was previously. So there's a lot of that back and forth. I don't want to necessarily call it tweaking, but a lot of it is discovery.
Oh yeah.
And
well, specifically in regards to the Iron Shipwright stuff, John, the Iron Shipwrights guy, John Warnicki, he's right here with us. He doesn't join us on Wednesday nights. He's busy doing other things. But talking about the Edmund Fitzgerald, Jeff, some of those kits were done so long ago. New information has been found, and I'm not necessarily talking about specifically Edmund Fitzgerald. He has found some new information on that, but just in general, because he's basically redesigning everything to 3D now, he gets to take the opportunity, something that was hand carved 30 years ago. He has the opportunity now to go back and potentially fix 10 to 20 to 30 years worth of customers saying, hey, did you know that this? And oh no, I didn't know that. And so as we're going through these things, it's not, when we get these things done, it's not just going to be a 3D carbon copy of the original Iron Shipwrights. These are being all redesigned. I mean, however you want to say it, it's going to be nice. So I don't know, Jeff, maybe tweak is the right word.
Yeah. Like for example, John and I have been collaborating on the Edmund Fitzgerald project for some time now. And obviously the ship was made famous because of her loss. But prior to that, these were not heavily photographed ships. They weren't famous aircraft carriers or the USS Constitution or anything like that. They were just average, everyday freighters making their way back and forth around the Great Lakes. So one of the things that I started looking for when I was doing hatch covers and combings and things like that, and I didn't realize, Edmund Fitzgerald had a sister ship, the Arthur B. Homer. And the Homer stayed in service well into I believe into the 90s. 1986. So there were lots of more photos of the Homer available online and in archives than there were the Edmund Fitzgerald. So
there you go.
You learn things, you pick up new information, and then even when you see something, you eventually start looking at the new ship or the sister ship, and you'll say, why didn't I notice that on the Fitzgerald? And you'll start going back and you'll realize that, oh, it's actually there, but I've never had a good close-up detail photo of that particular hatch or scuttle or whatever on the Fitzgerald, but there it is on the Homer, and it's identical. So that really kind of helps to flush out the project as we move along. So part of the process, all the while you're doing the 3D design, is what can I improve? What can I make better or make more accurate? So, and that generally tends to slow the process down as well.
Significantly, but yeah, that's all right. Rob's here. Hey, Rob, Good to see you tonight. Asking about Enterprise coming in. It has not arrived yet. Rob has been asking us for a 350th scale Enterprise from I Love Kit, and we have had these boogers on order for months. And I don't know what in the world is going on with that manufacturer, but we will eventually get them. And I just don't know when. We got a boatload of them coming in, and we got your name on one for sure. I just don't know what's going on with that. That's one of those kits that always needs to be in stock. So I don't know what the heck they had going on with it, but
Yeah.
we'll get them at some point, hopefully soon. Dave's asking for more paint and models or just whatever. One of the things I want to remind you guys that we just got last week, and they're all up on the site now, is evergreen styrene. We have that now. So if you need your scratch building, or I mean, they're super useful for all sorts of things, not just scratch building. You can fix models with them, do all sorts of things. But we got all that kind of stuff in there. What are you shaking your head at now, Jeff?
No, I'm just
Shaking your head in general?
we need to get Dave to the warehouse and let him actually walk around
Oh,
and yeah.
yeah. But the thing about it is, and we've said this before, we wish we could have everything, but it's I don't know. It's impossible. I don't think it would be possible no matter what. And like you would say, Amazon has everything. No, they don't.
Nope.
I would say 75% of what's in our warehouse, Amazon doesn't have. It's just there are so many and we say it now that it's a great time to be a modeler, and it's true because there are so many brands of things out there. Whether it's Dave mentioned paint. My gosh, there must be how many dozens of different paint brands, and
Yeah.
but I mean, yes, we will continue to grow and get more things. We probably add a manufacturer to at least every month or two. I mean, we've got several of them cooking at the moment, but I can't mention them until it actually happens and we get them, because Evergreen, that was something we were working on for quite a while, and
Yeah.
finally just poof, okay, we got them now. So now we're on to the next things. Um, so we'll see. We have been we got out of the business as free time hobbies in 19, and then we got back in 21. I guess, is that right? Or did we get out in 20? We got out in 20. Got out in 20, got back in 21 as Squadron and MMD. And ever since then, we have consistently been adding brands month after month, and it hasn't slowed down yet. It's getting a little trickier now, because back then you add brands and you're rolling and you're going, but now adding brands along with keeping up everything else that we already got. When
Yeah.
you got 200 or 300 vendors that you're buying from, you got to keep buying from them and restock and all that. So the time available to uh, acquire new brands and make space for it in the warehouse and all that, it's the whole thing. But it's fun. Trust me, Dave. If I had my way, we would have every single hobby item that exists, and everybody at the warehouse laughs at me and jokes at me about that, because they know it's true. But I also know that that's not in the cards. But we'll have as many of them as we can, as quickly as we can, for sure.
Yeah, scaling is a wonderful thing, and scaling up is a sign of growth and success and hard work. But scaling itself is extremely hard work on top of doing what you do every day.
Well, and the other thing too is, and this is not a brag point. Please don't take it as that. But a lot of times, companies, and actually, we're going to talk about this. This is going to segue into Rob's next comment. But a lot of times, companies do things, and perhaps they borrow things, particularly talking about money, and that sometimes works, but sometimes it makes it extremely difficult to pay back. Everything we do is paid for by the kits that we sell. We
Yep.
don't owe anybody anything. So that's, slowly as it goes, so to speak. The more kits we sell, the more kits we get to buy, and the more new brands we get to do and all that. Because I don't really feel like going and taking out a loan. So sometimes that might mean that it looks like, slowly getting new brands and stuff. And then sometimes it's not, but it is what it is. So Rob's asking about Dragon. And Rob, the PBY, we actually went through that right before you joined us. Edward is releasing that PBY, the old Revell kit with Edward's goodies included. And those are up for pre-order now. I think they're 115.
Yep.
But Rob's asked about Dragon. So last week, Dragon, I think Friday, Dragon made a kind of odd post on their social media. And it was very, one of the comment, wherever I saw it, one of the comments was, "What does this mean in layman's terms?" And I had to laugh at that because the way that they said what they were saying was very, very weird and
Nebulous, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway, they alluded to basically what looked like they weren't going to make plastic kits anymore. And then Monday, I believe it was Monday, they made a second post that Zimmy Models has acquired, I suppose, some, all, I don't know, but has acquired their molds, and that Zimmy Models is going to be producing their kits. Now, I don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet, but basically, Zimmy Model is the company that owns, well, they have their own brand of products. There's Zimmy branded model kits. They also own Kitty Hawk models. They own Panda models. They own Aotori models, which is what they own from Verifier. And the guy that owns Zimmy models originated at Verifier. And they have one other brand too that I can't think of at the moment. We don't have them at this time, but 72 scale things and 35th scale. But anyway, they have all these brands, right? And Jeff jokingly said that they're going to end up being the Chinese round two. Round two having AMT, MPC, Polar Lights, all these brands. So point is, Zimmy's buying up all these brands. Well, it looks like Dragon is his latest acquisition. And according to Dragon, he didn't buy the name brand. Dragon is going to continue being Dragon. In what capacity? I have no idea. They talked about doing 3D stuff. And some people have asked me, does that mean they're going to sell their 3D models? I don't know. I think what might be a little bit closer to what will happen is Zimmy Model is going to be doing their injection. And if I remember correctly, they've got this yet another name brand that may not translate well to English called, was it Drammy Models, Jeff?
Yeah. DRAMI.
Yeah, Drammy,
Dragon and
Drammy.
Zimmy.
Yeah. So these Drammy models are going to be the plastic kits from Dragon. Is it going to be all of them? I don't know. Which ones is it going to be? I have no clue. If I had to guess, they're going to be doing the plastic kits and Dragon is going to be providing the 3D printed parts that are included in the kit. Because if you look at all of the Dragon kits that have come out lately, the reissues, they're the same old kits, but they've got all this new fancy whiz-bang 3D printed stuff included in them. So if I had to guess, that's the deal. That is not an official thing. This is just me trying to piece the puzzles together before.
Speculation on our part. Yep.
But what I will say, and yes, this is a little bit of a sales pitch, but there's some truth behind it too. Whatever Dragon kits are out there, if you've been sitting on the fence about getting one, grab it, because I have no clue which ones they're going to be doing. Most recently, this guy. If you hadn't picked one of these up yet, go ahead and get one. Being a brand new tool that they spent good money to make, I would like to think that this is going to hang around for a while. But then again, I have no clue. I mean, you may see 10 versions of this come out by Drammy models, or you may never see it again. I really don't know. But if it's something that you want, you were just kind of waiting around, maybe don't wait around, because I just really don't know. And even if it does come back out again, it may never say Dragon again. And if that means something to you, Dragon's one of those name brands. It's kind of like we were talking about Squadron back in the day. Dragon's one of those back in the day brands. It's
Yeah.
been around. It's a good name, and it's
They
going to
were
be
they were
really
DML.
weird.
They were DML before
Mhm.
before they were Dragon.
Yeah,
Those
so
are
it's going to be weird. Whatever happens, but as we find out more information, we will certainly let you guys know. And heck, you guys might find out before me because I'm going to be busy the next couple of weeks at
yeah.
these two shows. Wayne says 5H is still out of stock. If that is true, then I don't know what I'm going to do because we restocked last Wednesday night. We restocked it. You got to be kidding me. Okay, 5H may be our number one selling paint, Jeff. Wayne, shoot me an email. I'll just put you in for a back order for some. That way, when we restock it again, you'll be first in line. Wow. Well, I guess a lot of ships are being
Popular
painted.
color.
Yep.
It was it was one of the top 5 colors back in the day.
Yeah.
5H, 5L, 5N, 20B, and hull red.
Let's see. Who else do we got in here tonight? Pull up a few more rabbits to chase before we get out of here. Oh, okay. Frank's talking about there was a shop up in Wheaton, Maryland. Yeah, we've got to just put a list together sometime of all the old shops because there was a bunch of them. There was probably more of them than we think, Jeff.
Yeah. Again, we have to go back to, I was literally living on an Indian reservation on the U.S. Canadian border out in the middle of nowhere. We didn't even have like color television until the mid 80s. So, and by then, I mean, most of those shops were starting to close down by the 80s.
Right.
They were in their heyday in the 70s, and I was not, 70s. I was a kid, so
I forget it was somewhere. All but like one or two of them were gone by like 80. I don't even want to say early 80s because they had consolidated into Carrollton, Texas.
yep.
And I think one or two of them held on to like 86 or 87, but I can't remember which ones those were.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I told y'all, some of you guys will know before me. Recon says he can fill me in on the Dragon situation. Well, that's fine. We'll get on the phone sometime and you can tell me what you know. That'll be good to hear. We've got our guys that work for us over in China. They're supposed to be talking to him soon, but they got to. So I think some of those guys have been at the. Is it the Shizuoka? Is that how you say it? Shizuoka show in Japan.
Shizuoka. Yeah, that's that's the place to be. That in Nuremberg, that seems to be the big place to be when twice a year all of the world's kit manufacturers and hobby manufacturers get together and they announce all the new releases. So
well, it'll be neat. Oh, last week we were talking about that show, and the Fukuisaurus the
one that they actually found in Japan.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at their booth. They actually have the real skeleton in their booth on loan from the museum over there. I was like, only Tamiya could pull off getting a loan like that from a museum for their trade show.
Yeah, we need a dinosaur. Okay, we need a real dinosaur or real dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
That's
all that for a $10 model kit release.
Yeah,
but they're probably going to sell more than 10 of them. So
I'm going to get one. I got to have one to go with the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus and.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Brian Morrill. I don't know anything about that brand, Brian. That's not one that we carry. So sorry, I can't help you with that one. Wheaton shop moved up Georgia Avenue. See, some of you guys know all about these old shops.
Yeah, they're holding out on us.
Well, hey, a lot of these guys got to go see some of those shops, and I wasn't even born yet. So,
Well, and here I am dating myself. I was a kid in the 70s, you know.
yeah. Yeah. But hey, if those one or two shops did hold out till 86 or 87, at least I can say one or two shops were open by the time I was born.
Right.
Yeah, Silver Springs.
That one I do
Yep,
remember.
I hear about that one quite a lot. So, all right. Well, Jeff, I hate to cut us short tonight, but I got to get up at 5.
And I need some more Tylenol here because
Don't fall up the stairs when you go back
things
up.
are starting to creak and crack.
Well, I will. I'm gonna go see how this show goes and see what it's all about, and I'll let you guys know.
Well, have fun at MomoCon, and you know,
Yep. Well,
safe travels, and you know, if you spot anything really exciting, you know, hey, snap a picture and let me know.
Yeah, well, if I get half a second, maybe I'll turn on a Squadron Live and say hello to everybody. So if you get a random Squadron is live sometime in the next couple of days, it might be something I do if I get a chance. And just to let you guys know, next Wednesday night, it's up in the air whether we'll have a show or not. If we do, it'll probably be me headed down the road saying howdy, because I don't know if we'll be at our hotel yet or not. But we may or may not have a show next Wednesday night, but we'll try to let you know one way or the other. And then remember, 2 weeks from now, June 3rd, show and tell. Send in your models and look forward to seeing what all you guys have built.
Thanks for the well wishes, everyone. I'm going to try not to fall down the stairs anymore if I can avoid it. I think I'm going to start wearing my golf cleats, my golf shoes with the spikes on them, so that way when I go up and down the stairs, I've got, you know, extra good traction.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of landing on my head. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know, and you know, everything works out. I will see everyone at Wonderfest.
Yep.
Please come, you know, search us out and say hello, and we'll see everybody there.
Be a good time. All right, Jeff. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Take care, everyone.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. I hope you have a great week and a great weekend, and we will see you back at the next one. Y'all take it easy.